Are we going to both fit up here?
Well, we're going to find out, board chair.
Good evening, everyone.
We are absolutely honored to introduce Dave Fernandez. We both met Dave through his service at the LGBTQ Center of Long Beach as a board member, where, as you just found out, if you didn't know already, I'm the executive director and LaDawn is the board chair.
At the time Dave joined the board in 2009, the center was experiencing grave financial distress, and the staff had actually dwindled all the way down to less than 3 full-time employees. In his 6 years of service to the center, primarily through his board leadership, Dave supported the center with many gifts, including stabilizing day-to-day operations and utilizing his expertise as an architect to create detailed blueprints of the center, something for some reason we never had. He painted our walls, volunteered at all of our events, and began reporting back to the board on the current state of our infrastructure. As one of the only infrastructural experts at the center at the time, Dave's research and support allowed the board to make better informed decisions on how to stabilize our organization so that we could truly be the advocate and support system for our LGBTQ community in Long Beach. The center would not have been able to pull out of this very dark time without Dave. And as he often does, once he made his mark on our organization, he got to humming again and moved on to another nonprofit adventure where he could dig down deep and be in the trenches again.
Dave's commitment to giving back was ingrained into him as a child through watching his mother. She was so active in her church, he describes her as like having the Virgin Mary as a mom. His love of design also began as a child in Lentzner, Texas, a place Dave describes as a suggestion of a town. He's also very funny. So, wanting more of a metropolitan experience, Dave moved to Boston as a young man and began working as an architect. In 1991, at the height of the epidemic, Dave tested positive for HIV. This was a year when HIV-related complications were responsible for 1% of all deaths occurring in the United States. Dave propelled his fears into community service and began volunteering at AIDS Action in Boston. From there, his friend Cindy recommended he get involved with AIDS Housing Corporation, where he joined his first board of directors. With AIDS Housing Corporation and with the support of his architectural firm, Dave helped to create Boston's first design guide for housing for people with HIV, a manual that was one of the first in the country and utilized by many cities looking to provide support to those impacted by HIV. Dave was incredibly empowered by this experience of creating this guide and was especially moved by the support he received from the architectural firm he worked at a time when many people were simply just fired if they were known to be HIV positive. He credits the support of his company with helping him find the increased courage to always be open and authentic in his life.
Eventually, Dave made his way from Boston to Miami, where he joined the board at the Gay and Lesbian Foundation of South Florida. He helped to produce the White Party, one of the most successful LGBTQ fundraiser events in the entire city, and sat on the review committee, which allocated tens of thousands of dollars annually to the LGBTQ and HIV service organizations. Dave prefers hands-on boards that govern organizations with few staff or no staff, really giving him the opportunity to directly be with the people in need. Once the center experienced our renaissance, he left and joined the board of the AIDS Food Store, where he continues to serve as their secretary. Dave's passion for the food store also stems from an extended period of unemployment he experienced early in Long Beach, which caused him to view food insecurity in a new light.
Volunteering at the food store's distribution days brings Dave incredible pride as he is able to support people experiencing food insecurity with not only stocking up on staples, but supporting these folks that rely on the food store and allowing them to leave with what he calls luxury items. The food we don't think twice about buying, but is impossible for those in poverty to purchase. In his 2 years with the food store, along with his board colleagues, he has shepherded in a new era for the organization, who has recently hired their first staff member. He also serves on the board of Community Hospital, the Institute of Architects Long Beach South Bay chapter, and Long Beach's newest chapter of the Lions Club.
Dave says, from what he puts into community, he's gotten back over 12-fold. We are incredibly fortunate that Dave chose Long Beach to make his home well over a decade ago. We are amazed by his commitment to directly working with our community to increase support, increase security, and increase the joy of people many don't think twice about. Dave is a true gift to our community, and we couldn't be more honored to introduce him as one of tonight's honorees. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you all. This is very humbling and exciting. Let me put these on so I can see what I'm saying here. So thank you so much. This is really an honor. I'm really very happy and thankful to be here tonight. First of all, I want to thank Gene and Ann Lentzner for and the wonderful staff at CEJ. I got to meet with Gene and his lovely wife Ann about 3 weeks ago and had a wonderful afternoon with them. I had lunch with the crew from CCEJ, and they're just a delight. I also want to thank Porter and LaDon for nominating me for this award. I was really excited when I got word of this because Porter called me, and Porter was actually very giddy about it, which was kind of unusual. It was very good. I was like, oh, this is great. So I also want to thank my friends and colleagues who are here tonight. They all mean so much. We have folks from the AIDS Food Store, from Community Hospital, from Immigrant Rights Coalition, and the Lions Club. Thanks to Phyllis, I guess I'm on that board as well. So as you heard, my involvement with nonprofit came at a time many years ago when it was a little bit challenging for me. So I realized that I needed to do something to give back. And I thought, you need to get up and do something. That was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, because it introduced me to some amazing organizations, some incredible people, and those people taught me about caring, compassion, and community. I've been very fortunate to live in many different cities, and in each one, these organizations really welcomed me into the city. They gave me the vehicle for me to learn about that city and what was going on there, and I think to become a better architect and a better citizen as well. These folks that I started working with at nonprofits first became colleagues, then they became friends, and now they are family. So there are a lot of family here in this room tonight. I think the most important thing that through all this service is what Don may have quoted me on, is that no matter how much service I give till I die, I'll never be able to get as much as I've gotten in return. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a good evening.